Welcome to Pioneer's Knowledge Hub.
Have you ever wondered what the most expensive thing in the universe is? It's a tantalizing question, isn't it? But before we delve into the depths of the cosmos to find the answer, we need to address an essential aspect: the concept of value. Now, you might be thinking of dollar signs and hefty price tags, but in the grand cosmic scale, such earthly concepts of value hardly hold any weight. You see, in the universe, value is not measured in dollars and cents, but rather, it is gauged by two key factors: rarity and the energy required to create something. Let's start with rarity. Rarity is a universally acknowledged indicator of value. The rarer something is, the more valuable it becomes. This holds true whether we're talking about a rare painting on Earth or a rare element in the cosmos. In the vast expanse of the universe, some things are incredibly rare, making them immensely valuable. The second factor is the energy required to create something. In the universe, creation is a process that requires energy, lots of it. The more energy required to create something, the more valuable it is. This is why stars, which require colossal amounts of energy to form, are considered one of the most valuable things in the universe. But, here's a twist. When it comes to the universe, the most precious things are not always what they seem. You might think of gold, diamonds, or even stars as being the most valuable. But in fact, the most expensive thing in the universe is something that you may not have even heard of. So, when we talk about the most expensive thing in the universe, we're not talking about diamonds or gold, but something much more extraordinary. What could this be, you ask? Well, stay tuned for the next scene, where we'll reveal the most expensive thing in the universe. It's going to blow your mind, quite literally. To truly grasp the concept of cost in the universe, we must step away from our earthly understanding. Our terrestrial notion of value, you see, is bound by the constraints of human society, driven by supply and demand, scarcity and labor costs. But when we cast our gaze to the cosmos, these earthly definitions start to lose meaning. In the grand theater of the universe, the price tag of something is not determined by how much someone is willing to pay for it. Instead, it's measured by the energy required to produce it, and the rarity of its occurrence. The universe, in its infinite vastness, operates on a different scale and a different currency: energy. It's the cosmic currency that fuels the birth of stars, the spin of galaxies, and the very existence of everything we know. Take gold, for instance. Here on Earth, we value it for its rarity and the labor-intensive process of mining it. But in the universe, gold is created in the cataclysmic collision of neutron stars. The colossal energy required to forge even a single atom of gold is astronomical, making it incredibly precious on a cosmic scale. The same goes for elements like uranium and thorium, which are formed in the explosive deaths of massive stars, known as supernovae. The energy required to create these elements is beyond anything we can generate or comprehend on Earth. But rarity plays a part too. The universe is abundant with hydrogen, the most common element. It fuels the stars and forms the basis of water, one of the essential ingredients for life as we know it. Yet, despite its universal abundance, hydrogen is not expensive in the cosmic sense because it's so common. So, in the cosmic marketplace, the cost of an object or element is a function of the energy required to create it and its rarity across the universe. It's a fascinating shift in perspective, isn't it? In this context, what do you think could be the most expensive thing in the universe? In the grand scheme of the universe, the most expensive thing is not a precious gem or a rare metal, but a substance called antimatter. Now you might be wondering, what on earth is antimatter? Well, in the simplest terms, antimatter is the mirror image of matter, the stuff that makes up you, me, and everything we see around us. Every particle of matter has a corresponding antiparticle, identical in every way but with the opposite charge. For example, an electron, which is negatively charged, has a counterpart called a positron, which is positively charged. So why is antimatter so expensive? It all comes down to the process of creating it. Producing even the tiniest amount of antimatter requires a colossal amount of energy. We're talking about the kind of energy you would need to power a small city. This makes the production process not just massively energy intensive, but also incredibly costly. In fact, to give you a sense of the scale we're talking about, creating just 1 gram of antimatter would cost around $25 trillion. That's more than the combined GDP of every country on Earth, and that's just for 1 gram. But the cost isn't only tied to energy. The rarity of antimatter also comes into play. In our observable universe, matter dominates, and antimatter is extremely rare. The scarcity of this substance adds to its value. just as diamonds are valuable on Earth because they are scarce. The challenge of creating and storing antimatter is another factor that drives up its cost. When matter and antimatter meet, they annihilate each other in a burst of energy. This makes storing antimatter incredibly tricky, as it has to be kept away from all normal matter. So as you can see, antimatter is not just any ordinary substance. It's a rare and energy-intensive material that's incredibly hard to create and even harder to store. And that's why antimatter, with its staggering costs and inherent rarity, takes the crown as the most expensive thing in the universe. But the cost isn't just in energy. The rarity of antimatter adds to its value, making it the most expensive thing in the universe. The cost and rarity of antimatter might make it seem unattainable, but its potential uses are remarkable. Let's think about this for a moment. If we could harness the power of antimatter, we could revolutionize various fields, including medicine and space exploration. Imagine a world where advanced medical treatments are powered by antimatter. It could potentially enable us to target and destroy harmful cells like cancer cells, with unprecedented precision. Now picture a spacecraft propelled by antimatter. It could reach speeds we've never dreamed of, propelling us to the farthest corners of our galaxy and beyond. The potential of antimatter is so vast, it's no wonder that scientists are working tirelessly, despite the staggering costs, to produce and study it. They are driven by the desire to unlock its secrets and harness its power, to push the boundaries of what's possible. So, the next time you think about the most expensive thing in the universe, remember it's not a sparkling diamond or a bar of gold, but a tiny particle with enormous potential: antimatter.
Please do like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.